From Transformers Legacy United, it is the Cybertron Universe Hotshot. So technically, wouldn't it be the same universe as Armada? Because, you know, that was a continuation, but whatever. They're calling him the Cybertron Universe Hotshot, and we are going to go through him and see if he is cool. He's a deluxe size, he's got a cyber key, which I suspect does nothing, but he's a cool looking bot nonetheless. If you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle, welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks for watching, that's totally awesome. Glad you're back. So I'm gonna break him out, and we're gonna go through him bit by bit and see if this thing is cool. Be right back. So I'm gonna slice this guy open from the bottom and then put this aside just in case we have a feline visitor. And let's take a look at what he looks like in the package. Shitty piece of paper, get rid of that. Instructions, we might need those. On the back, you can see there is some Autobot tissue paper, which I'm going to slice off. And at least it's an Autobot with this paper, so not a Decepticon who inexplicably would have Autobot paper. One day, Hasbro will create Decepticon paper and we'll be good. So in the paper, making sure there's nothing else in here, we have a cyber key and we have a gun. But we also have the figure, which we need to pop off here. And for that, we turn to scissors. It's a nice box. Don't need it. And let's take him out and take a look at him. Now, I looked around. I don't think I still have my original Cybertron Hotshot, but I do have plastic shit on my table, so let's get rid of that. Well, he looks pretty much like that particular toy. I think we can put the cyber key right there on his back, and we can attach his weapon in his fist, so he is fully ready, able, and falls over. We gotta make sure his feet are properly down. There we go. Now let's take a look at this guy. He's definitely reminiscent of the Cybertron version of Hotshot. Great head sculpt. It's got the little visor thing, which doesn't move, I don't think. I'm trying to recall, the first one may have moved. But he's got a nice Autobot symbol on his shoulder. He's got some nice red deco, red thighs. His lower legs blue with some nice deco there. So overall, he's a cool looking figure. Very reminiscent of the original. He stands on his feet, as most of us do. And he's about 6 inches tall if you count from these little things that are sticking up on his back. Now I'm just gonna take a look and see if there's anything that you can do with his weapon, such as if he doesn't want to hold it, you can plug it into his back for weapon storage. The cyber key, that's pretty much where it goes. So if you are a fan of the Cybertron series, you know, he's definitely bringing some. And Sky has joined me to say hi to Hotshot. Now, when the Cybertron series came out, I don't think she was born, but she sometimes watches Transformers with me anyway. Right, Sky? You really liked Prime. In fact, she's gonna go watch it now. But he is a cool looking figure. Now, we'll give him one more spin here so you can view him from all angles. Now, he does have these wings that also can come up that are attached to his backpack, so that adds a little bit to him. So we'll give a spin on there. Now, with the original, the cyber key is what activated these popping out, I believe. So this cyber key is just there. But we're gonna take his gun off his back. We'll take the cyber key out. It's very stiff. If you put it in there and decide to leave it forever, I totally understand. It probably won't interfere with the transformation, and it's all good. But let's take a look at him and see if he can do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme, which he can. Now, this back windshield, you can bend up, which actually helps him maintain the full Jean-Claude Van Damme. It doesn't seem to bend further than that. I'm not gonna force it because it may break, but that's good enough for me. Now, putting him back here, he does have ankle swivels, which is nice. I don't believe the original had any ankle swivels. And just to say this real quick, there was a repaint of the Cybertron Hotshot known as Xilion, I believe. I would not mind a repaint in those colors, but he can kick forward quite high. He can kick back, but he runs into the windshield. So if you move it off to the side, he can kick back at an angle pretty well. A side kick, not a problem. And he can also do a full split, I can tell you right now. And if you use both legs, he can do quite the high kick. He does basically a split. And he bends at the knee, full 90 degrees. And he does have leg swivel. This back piece can kind of move back out of the way, though if you pop it in, there's a little hinge thing here. It can kind of pop in behind his head and just kind of maintain the distance, which is nice. Now his arms, wait, first, can he twist at the waist? Let's see here. He can, all the way around. All right, now his arms. Now they could go all the way around, except with these wings out, you gotta kind of move them out of the way. But then, yeah, he's all good. With the red wing up, That didn't sound right, Red Wing. I know that's a Transformer, but it also could mean something else. And shut up, Logan. But yeah, that can go all the way around. You can kind of move it out a little bit to the side, though it kind of boxes his ear. Bends at the elbow. He's got a swivel, though with the wheel there, it kind of rubs against that shoulder. So if you want to, you can push it out a little bit, and that rubs less. The arm can also, with a joint here, kind of move back and forth a little bit. It doesn't seem to want to go beyond this point, so I am not going to force it, but it does have that capability. The head, as expected, can turn all the way around, so that is a nice touch. He doesn't seem to have any ab crunch or bowing or anything like that, but still a very cool deluxe. You can see he has nice heels, which are made up from his spoiler, and you can see obviously his 4 wheels, which the ones that I imagine going to the front have little silver metal pegs. The rear ones have just plastic black. So I imagine they're going to do a nice upgrade kit and give him some nice hubcaps and fill in some stuff. We'll see. So one more spin on the turntable of doom, but he is a fine figure of our dear friend Hotshot. Now the interesting thing about Hotshot is in Armada, he was kind of like the Bumblebee character. He was supposed to be like everybody's friend. He was supposed to be the one that the kids related to the most. He was kind of a replacement. I don't think he was quite as Bumblebee-ish as Bumblebee, but that was the intention, I believe. Of course, the animation for the shows, Armada, Cybertron, and Energon, were originally made in Japan, and then they were voiced over by American actors. So maybe they figured he was the Bumblebee-ish character for Japanese children. I don't know. But Hotshot has shown up in other lines, including Prime, though not in the show. We did get a Transformers Prime figure, and, you know, he's relatively popular. Not on Bumblebee level, but who can be Bumblebee? All right, time for the vehicle mode. So there he is in vehicle mode. Very sleek racer, sports car of the future, and he's pretty much a hair shy of 5 inches long. Now, according to the instructions, if you pop up the back like so, you can flip out his little wings there, and then you just push it back down, and he's got the spoiler wings, like so. Now, this weapon goes right on top, so he can shoot. And of course, you can put the cyber key into the slot and have it do absolutely nothing. There is no gimmick associated with this cyber key, so nothing pops out, it's just filler. But he still looks like a great representation of Hotshot from the Cybertron series. And let's check out the roll test. Pretty good. Makes a nice whirring noise, so I am liking how it moves. So I'm not gonna say this is necessarily better, maybe a little bit more poseable than the original. And the transformation is actually very similar because there's only so much you can do to have him look the same. But still, the Legacy one, probably a little bit better. And honestly, the cyber keys never thrilled me all that much. Having to use a key, I basically have bins of accessories and a whole section full of cyber keys, just so I don't lose them. And now matching them up with the others, luckily there's guides online. There's codes on a lot of them, but still, I was never a big fan of a lot of the gimmicky stuff. Energon was okay. But he is a fun, deluxe Legacy United figure. I'm glad I have him for my collection, and he might fit into yours. And yeah, it's fun revisiting these characters many years later. Oh, this one is only like 10 years later. No, wait, 15? I don't remember. I think these guys came out around a little before the movie, so maybe even up to 20. I don't know, time flies when you're collecting Transformers. Well, I'll put a link in the description to get this guy. He's still available, I believe, in many places at retail. And I'll put an eBay link in case you can find a deal on there, or in case you're watching this much later and it's no longer available at retail. Then you might have to pay a late fee. But a fine version of a Cybertron toy based on an Armada character. And speaking of Armada, you actually have a video over here you might want to check out while you're mulling this over, which is the Legacy Armada Prime versus the original. And if you're enjoying this content, by all means, feel free to subscribe. That'd be awesome. And we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.